bugün sizlerle gerçekleştireceğiz. Birincisini yine Henk'le tutulmaların şekli üzerine adlı İbnül Heysem'in çalışmaları üzerinden yapmıştık. Geçen sene Ekim ayında. Bu senede usturlap, herkes usturlap çizebilir diyoruz. Ama asıl şunu vurgulamak istiyorum. Bu atölyeleri neden yapıyoruz? Neden uygulamalı bilim tarihi diyoruz? Çünkü bilim tarihi aslında sadece kitaplardan okuyacağımız tarihsel bir öğreti değildir demek istiyoruz. Biz günümüzde de bunları uygulamaya geçirebiliriz ve hatta tıpkı rekonstrüksiyonlarını ya da belki de gelecek halleriyle birleşmiş yeni versiyonlarını üretebiliriz. Buna da aracı olmak istiyoruz. Ve bilim tarihinin zevkli yanını, eğlenceli yanını da göstermek istiyoruz. O yüzden lütfen bu atölyeleri önce böyle yorumlayın. İnşallah bu atölyeler devam edecek. Peki bizim Henk'le yolumuz nasıl kesişti? Bugün size uygulamalı bilim tarihinde herkes usturlap çizebilir atölyesini sunacak olan hocamız Henk'le yolumuzda Fuat Sezgin Sempozyumunda kesişti. Fuat Sezgin hocamıza da rahmet dileyelim. Görüyorsunuz hala hayırları devam ediyor. Henk kendisi Fuat Sezgin Sempozyumuna sunum amacıyla geldi. Bildirisini yaptı. Bir de atölye gerçekleştirdi. Ben de kendisinden rica ettim bu atölyeyi FSM'de de yapabilir miyiz bizim bilim tarihi öğrencilerimizle. O da seve seve kabul etti. Burada hepimiz gönüllülük esasına dayanıyoruz. Hiç kimse bu atölyeleri hiçbir maddi kazançla yapmıyor, hocamız dahil. O yüzden kendisine müteşekkirim. Bugün Henk'e İTÜ'den öğrenciler Sıla ve Hazal eşlik edecek, size yardımcı olacaklar. Matematik ve mimarlık öğrencileri. Ve göreceksiniz ki atölye kolay olmayacak bu arada. Hiç öyle kolay bir atölye olduğunu düşünmeyin. Ama şunu göstermesi için çok kıymetli. O da nedir? Bundan yüzyıllar önce bilim insanlarının nasıl komplike problemler üzerine çalıştığını görmüş olacaksınız. Zorlanırsanız lütfen buna verin, tamam mı? Peki şimdi sözü ben uzatmayacağım. Çünkü Henk'in bugün size anlatacağı çok şey var. Sözü bölüm başkanıma vermek istiyorum. Bilim Tarihi bölüm başkanımız Mustafa Kaçar hocamız her zaman destek oldu bize. Özgür bir çalışma alanı sundu. O yüzden kendisine özel teşekkür ediyorum hocam. Buyurun, söz sizde.
Özellikle Henk Bey'e burada uzak diyarlardan gelip bize böyle bir atölye imkanı sunduğu için teşekkür ederim. Ama özellikle sizin de buraya teşrifinizden dolayı da sizlere teşekkür etmek isterim. Bölümümüzü tanıyan bölüm öğrenci arkadaşlarımız var ama dışarıdan gelenler için de Fatih Sultan Mehmet Üniversitesi Bilim Tarihi bölümü, bilim ve tarih bağlamında bütün faaliyetleri açık. Her daim, her zaman buraya gelebilirsiniz, bize katılabilirsiniz. Özellikle yüksek lisans doktorada cömert burslarımızla her alan, herhangi bir alanda uzmanlığı hangi alanda olursa olsun burada bilim tarihinde doktora ve yüksek lisans yapabilirsiniz. Kapımız her zaman size açık. Hedefimiz İslam medeniyetinin bilim ve bilimsel çalışmalarını tanımak, tanıtmak ve dünya bilim tarihi ortamında bunların yerini, gerçek değerini ortaya koymak. Bizim amacımız bilim tarihi alanında kendinizi öne çıkaracak araştırmalar yapmak değil, ömürlerini çok büyük zorluklarla yapmış oldukları bilimsel çalışmalarını günümüzde o bilim insanlarının ifade edebilmelerine vesile olmak. Biz onların sesi, onların nefesi olacağız ve onlar geçmişte neler yapmışsa bugün bize onu anlatsınlar istiyoruz. Bu yüzden araştırmalarımız önemli ama araştırdığımız bilim insanları çok çok daha önemli. Onların kendilerini ifade etmeleri bizim adeta onlara karşı bir minnet ve vefa borcumuzdur. Ben sözü fazla uzatmadan bu heyecanla beklediğim bu Ustulap atölyesini başlatmak üzere sözü Henk Link'e vermek istiyorum. Çok teşekkür ederim.
Hocam çok teşekkür ederiz. Bir şey söylemediğimi fark ettim. Size bunu göstermedim. Henk aynı zamanda Hollanda'da matematik öğretmeni ve öğrencilerine İslam bilim tarihlerinden, İslam matematik çalışmaları üzerinden matematiği sevdirmeye ve daha kolay öğrenmelerini sağlamaya çalışıyor. Yani bunu güncel matematikte kullanıyor. Bu elinde gördüğünüzde Mukarnas bunlar üzerine çalışıyor ve daha yeni Bursa'dan geldi. Bizim biliyorsunuz İslam mimari sanatının güzel örneklerinden ve bunun üzerine legolar yaptı. Ve 3D çıktılar aldı. Şu açıdan da Henk'i dikkatle izlemenizi rica ediyorum. Biz daha kendimiz, kendi tarihimize bu kadar ilgi göstermezken Hollanda'dan bir matematik öğretmeni bizim bilim tarihimizi hem güncel çalışmalarında kullanıyor hem de gelip burada da yerinde inceliyor ve yakalamışken bizde de atölye yapıyor. Peki. Now it's your turn.
I get silent. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me here. Everyone can draw an astrolabe, is the title. Well, can we?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I want to see
You need
And
to say,
I want to thank Professor Miao and Kachar for inviting me again. I know his books for many years, and then I was able to meet him. Although all Turkish students want to talk English to me, so after 10 years I still cannot talk Turkish. Merhaba, kahve, evet, yok. Sorry.
Bu kadar.
Anyway, I love your country and your libraries, and thanks to these opportunities, I just go to ITU or what was it, ISAM, and then I show her business card and then the door opens, and it's wonderful. And try to do that in the Netherlands, it won't work. So the hospitality in your country is great. Okay, let me explain what I want to do. My goal is to prove today that you can draw an astrolabe. But I know an astrolabe is quite an instrument. So we have to work carefully. It is a learning process. I tell you, draw a line, and you will draw it that way. It will happen. So that's why we have assistants to help you. That way. They will check your drawings all the time. Yeah? I also want to thank Rana and Rabia for translating support. As a teacher, I prefer to start a lesson series without formulas. But as a math teacher, you have to teach formulas. First, I want my students to know where these formulas are about. I can give you formulas about hour angle, azimuth, latitude, declination, altitude. But the first question, do you know where I am talking about? Please raise hands if you say, I do. No hands? Yeah? Okay, great. Yeah. So, before the formulas, first find out what is altitude, what is azimuth, and that we start with paper models, and let's work. Okay. Once more, welcome to the workshop. One condition, you need how to work with a compass, and you have to work slowly. Take patience, I hope you have the right attitude. Can you work slowly, focused? Yeah? Please try. I would like to thank Sila for all the translations. She translated all my English into Turkish. And I tell you, Professor Fuat Seskin would have rejected it. He says, learn languages. He insists that you learn German, French, Spanish, Italian. For the workshop I did, I had to learn Italian to understand what Leonardo da Vinci was doing, for example. Yeah? Okay. One disclaimer. Oh, we go too fast. This. Yeah? You go back? A little bit? More back? More back? This one.
This one.
Okay, this one. A kind of disclaimer. If you want to draw an astrolabe in brass, a craftsman will work different than we do today with compass and ruler. Today I explain the geometry. Yeah? You need that paper, a big paper, and you need a whole paper, only for a small astrolabe. So you can imagine that a craftsman will not use an entire plate of brass to make a small astrolabe. Yeah? So this is the disclaimer. Yeah?
Arkadaşlar bu arada Rana Hanım tercümanlık bölümümüz yeni açıldı bizim. Çok özür diliyorum. Nasıl atladım hiç o tercümanlık bölümü FSM'de yeni açıldı. Tercihlerinizi bekliyoruz. Görüyorsunuz profesyonelliğini. Bizimle ilk defa bu atölyeyi desteklemek için bölüm başkanımız Rana Hanım'a çok teşekkür ediyorum. Gerçekten burada bulunmanızdan memnuniyet duyuyorum. Bir de Henk'le ilgili bir şey söylemek istiyorum. Dün sizin için elinizi kesmeyin diye tek tek bakın şunları sizin yerinize kesti. Maket bıçağı bunları onun için koymuştum. Ama herhangi bir kaza yaşanmasın diye tek tek uğraştı. Bu atölye için gösterdiği çabayı da söylemek istedim. Bir parantez. Bir de slaytlardan takip edebilirsiniz. Slaytlar Türkçe. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah? Before, okay, we are here. Right. So, the idea is, let's draw. And you will notice that making circles is more difficult than you think. So we tell you how to draw a circle, but we also give you information about the size of circles and lines, and you will be amazed. You have to you need something of 13 centimeters, and you get far out. We will help you, and these people will help you to do it right. Okay. If you want to know more about astrolabes, this is one of the best books in English. There's also good articles in Turkish. These books, his articles, so read them. This book explains a lot of things. However, it is out of stock and you can buy it second hand. And do you see the prices?
Yes. Arkadaşlar fiyatını gördünüz değil mi?
But there is a solution. There are copies in Istanbul libraries, that's one thing. And there are PDFs available on the internet. And some people in the room know where to find these PDFs. Yeah? These prices are too ridiculous, no student can afford. So then we do it, the PDF is out of copyright. Okay? Do you know where an astrolabe is about? Do you know what you can do with it? simple. It is about relating star positions and the position of Sun to your position on Earth. So I try to map the stars to our point of view. What can it do? For any date and time, in the past or in the future, it tells you the position of Sun and stars. It doesn't tell planets or moon. Yeah? But on the other way, for any date, when you know the position of the stars, it tells you time. Yeah? On the back, okay, there are many kinds of astrolabes. We do one today. We call it the planispheric astrolabe. On the back is a lot more information. I cannot deal with it today. Read the book and have a good time. Why do we need an astrolabe? When you go to the North Pole, life is very simple. Okay? May I have your attention? Merhaba. May I have your attention? Thank you. On the North Pole, life is very easy. You look up, there's the North Pole, and you see the stars going round. Well, the question is which side. We will discuss that. We are not on the North Pole, we are here in Turkey or in the Netherlands, and then the rotation of stars is a little bit different, and the astrolabe helps to relate star positions. So the next slide is the components of the astrolabe, and you see two things. I demolish mine. On one hand, you see the star map. That is that Sebeke. Yes, thank you very much. And then this is called Levala. And this is a grid. Well, when you look at the map at home, then you have horizontal and vertical lines that tell you where you are. Well, this is a kind of horizontal and vertical lines. Yeah? We will explain. But first, let's go back to that starry night. A beautiful picture of a starry night. And now I can ask questions. The camera, which side was it? Where was south? Where was north? Can you see it? And the other questions, you see arcs, and the arc was the position of a star. Are they moving this way, or are they moving that way? Who has an idea?
Bekliyorum sizden cevapları. Hocam kopya var mı? Siz bu işin uzmanısınız. Evet.
Any idea?
Hadi geliyor Ahmet Fatih söyle.
Okay.
Saat
From
yönü.
left to right.
Right.
Yeah? When you are guessing, you know in life you always make the wrong guess. So let's start reasoning. I see one point. That point should be the North Pole star, the pole star. And all these other stars revolve around it. I figure out which way. I turn myself to south. In the day I know exactly how the sun is moving, from east to west. So when I look this way, it is clockwise, okay? But when I turn around, it is still the same movement. When I turn around, this must be counterclockwise, right? And counterclockwise means a big dot, and then the arrow goes against the clock, right? So you can guess, but as a teacher I prefer think about the things you know for sure, start reasoning, and the thing you know for sure is that the sun makes this movement, okay? So you had the right guess, you knew?
The right guess is from Necda and Kübra.
Okay, well done.
Bu resimdeki yıldızlar saat yönüne hareket ediyor bence.
The stars in the picture are moving towards the clockwise direction, he states.
Well, when I look to the North Pole, then the stars make this movement. When I turn around, with the North Pole in my back, with the polar star in my back, when I look southwards, then they turn clockwise again. So it is the way I look, whether it is counterclockwise, looking to the pole star, or looking to the south, and when I look south, all the stars go clockwise. Okay? So the issue is my point of view. Do I look north or do I look south? Okay? I see you looking at the photo. Do you have a question? When I look south, then during the day the sun goes clockwise, and in the night all the stars go clockwise. Yeah? That easy. Oh. Where are we? Okay. Now, everybody, yeah?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay, that was this. Everybody loves astrology. You have a zodiac sign, and some people think that they have a very kind temper because of that zodiac sign. No, it's not the zodiac sign, it's that your mother loves you. Okay. You have a zodiac sign. Great.
Önümüzdeki kağıtlardan Hatice Kübra gösterir misin? O sayfayı açarsanız, o herkesin var değil mi? Herkeste olması lazım kopyaların. O sayfada oraya adınızı, burcunuzu oradan bahsediyor. Şu an oradayız. İster slaytları ekrandan, isterse elinizin altındaki bu şeyden takip edebilirsiniz. Size hazırladığımız kopyalardan. Tabii fazla var, isteyen varsa alsın. Arkadaşlar siz de alabilirsiniz. Şuradan alabilirsiniz, burada olacak. Bunlar sizde kalabilir. Ama galiba onların hepsi masaya konmuş. Masadaki fazla olanları da arkadaki arkadaşlar. Var mı? Evet, burç. Bu sayfadayız. Burayı açarsanız zodiac egzersiz.
Okay. Now I would like to know, maybe one of you had his birthday, or will be soon his birthday. Who is...
Var mı?
Great. Okay.
Müşahede mi sen?
Hayır.
So you are go on? Go on? Yes? Okay. Great. Now the big question is, we will go outside, we make a circle, and then the question is, where is your constellation in the sky?
Hazır mıyız? Hava.
So everybody will help her. You write down on paper your name, your birthday, your zodiac sign, and don't forget to mention your neighbors. Then you can make a circle outside. So write your name, write your zodiac sign, and then we go outside and well, I stand in the middle of you. You are the zodiac, right? And then I say, sun is there, sun is there. And then you turn in the right position. that your constellation is where it should be. So everybody has his constellation. Everybody has his neighbor constellation that you can do. Can you make a circle outside? When you have the information, let's go outside and make a circle. And after a few hours, the sun moves, but the sun is still in your constellation, so a few hours later, you are there. And then the sun goes down, so during the day, you move body, over, and her constellation, Boa, is where is sun. It is your birthday, so sun is in your constellation. Yeah? So she is there, and all the others.
Tamam, Boğa sen yerine geç.
Koç yanında.
Boğa bu tarafa geçsin. Güneşler tam şurasından oraya geç. Biz karşına geçeceğiz o zaman.
Ha evet doğru. Tamam öyle daha iyi.
Hocam biz başaklar neredeyiz?
Çünkü
Boğa buraya geçecek. Burası Scorpion's coming.
So, happy birthday. She cannot see her constellation in the night. Because in the night, the sun is down, and her constellation is also down. Yeah? Now her constellation is here. A few hours you can see Scorpion. Yeah? On the opposite side of sun, so in north, wait. Sun is down in south, you can see Scorpion. Yes, are far away, and they appear to be in the same position to each other all the time, except sun. Sun is too close. Sun is walking the dark circle. This dark circle tells you where in the year you can find sun. Okay. So one day sun is on a specific point. Where is sun? And then I can follow the trajectory of sun during the day. Yeah? I hope everybody understands that the zodiac is important to understand the astrolabe. Okay? And happy birthday. Sorry. Thank you. And Miss Scorpio, well done. How many star maps do we have? The answer is easy. There's only one star map. And the star map of an astrolabe is the most easy part. The tough part is this grid. And now you will make a model like you see over there, a paper model, and it has to do with, you can buy such a globe. And maybe you notice it is always a little bit tilted. And you can buy it with a light bulb, you can buy it to sharpen your pencils, but always it is a little bit tilted. And now we will deal with the globe and the way we observe our Earth. We also do exercises with these balls. These are from Rana, I won't touch it. But these are just a few lira. Everybody makes such a model, and it helps to explain what we are doing. In 2016 I was invited by Bursa Science Center for the Astrofest, and well, I speak English. Turkish parents prefer Turkish, most children also, So I found new habits of teaching. I create teams of students around me, and then we work together. In the red dress, she was the first one, then she was a student. Now she's a management assistant for a Danish company, and they are very nice people, but they didn't let her go. So I'm very happy with Azal and Sila. It looks childish, playing with a ball. But what she is doing on the right, do you have any idea what she is doing? We say this is the horizon plane, our horizon, our flat horizon. When you look around, especially in the Netherlands, it is very green and there are no mountains, so we really have a horizon. And do you see what she's doing? She keeps the globe in the right position, do you recognize? And then she puts the paper this way. Can anybody, do you understand why she has to keep it this way? Yeah, well, with the boy, what has he in his hand? There was also a puppet. Great. There was a puppet. I love children because they ask questions. First I ask, go to the North Pole, and then you stand this way. When you go to the South Pole, well, not this way. You see he keeps the puppet, foot on the ground, this way. Which means that the horizon plane is here. When you go to the equator, yes? So at the equator, this is the horizon plane, okay? And when we go up to Turkey, I did my best to measure Turkey in the right position. Then you get this paper. We say, okay, this is the horizon. We are here. And we look to the sky to observe the stars. But remember, I said, when we go to the North Pole, it's far more easy to make a star map. So the big problem is now, I have a star map and a tilted horizon. Now we will work on to understand these planes, and yeah, no. In Bursa I had a model with which is this model. Wait for a second.
Biraz sonra hepiniz bu modelden yapacaksınız. İyi bakın.
You will make this model yourself, don't worry. It is a model of flat Earth, the sky. There are a lot of names on it, so please read it carefully. These are the points where the sun touches. And now I have to use words for the translator. I do my best. You are a small thing, you shrink that you fit in the middle of the horizon, okay? So you are really small. And you look in the sky and you see the sun. You see the sun arcs 3 times. One of them is for sun in the summer, when the sun appears to be high in the sky. One is for, let's say, the equinox, March, September, and the dark winter month, the sun seems to be low. That's why you need this arc. And the model had the opportunity to explain what's going on. Sometimes we keep the model this way, with South Pole, North Pole, and the rotation axis, right? But in our mind we are so used to flat earth and keep it this way, it is a little bit difficult to switch mode, and that's what this exercise is about. I had a model, but it was too many kilos for Pegasus, so I could not bring it with me. I had a model, say, one piece of metal pile, or do you call it? No? Chicken. So, something like this. That I could turn it on it. I forgot the word in English. A pipe. A small pipe. And he had another small pipe with the sun. And the sun could be in. Now we keep it this way. Here is the pile. The pipe. Here's the other pipe with sun. And the sun was in low position, September position, or summer position. Okay? And when I turn the horizon plane, then both pipes have to turn. So that's why you see that the pipes are tilted. Do you recognize it? Okay? And all I had to do was put a little ball on it. It is sun, and a cord from sun to the middle of horizon. And then all participants could see that the sun touches this yellow arc. And then what do you want? Do you want sun rotating around Earth, or do you want to rotate Earth? The easy way is rotate sun. The difficult one is rotate Earth, because I have to rotate the model on this axis. And then it gets confusing. But that confusement is the reason why I say, let's do a model. One thing, sometimes there are people, so here I have this with the model. It happened on the Astrofest that there was a dad who did not want to do cut the paper. And then I see the boy and the girl, oh, it's not necessary to cut. Then I gave the textbook on spherical astronomy. These are 2 pages from the first chapter. Well, the formulas are right, I guess you recognize them. The formulas are great, but the big thing, Dad gives back the book, asks for scissors, and gives the right example to his children. Start cutting, start learning. So, Silla and Hazal, may I ask, first distribute the green one, cut it out, I hope you have scissors with you, and when you do it right, they provide you the blue one, and when you do it right, you get another green one. Yeah? So we check your work.
Ya arkadaşlar, isterseniz biriniz bir yere gidip yapabilirsiniz şeyden. Varsa, yetiyorsa bir bakalım. Sayı yetiyorsa. Seher gel.
Now nobody does to say this is childish, I won't do.
Bir yere açabiliriz yani. Öyle mi? Kim?
And when you are cutting, one remark, there is a big black line, and then I ask you, I had scissors, cut twice so that you really can see through. It is necessary that paper fits in, okay? So cut twice.
Okay. Makası ortak kullanıyoruz. Lütfen hocayı çeker misiniz? Hocayı böyle çekeceksiniz. Tamam, böyle.
Yalnız arkadaşlar tam daireden kestim. Dünyanın ve evrenin ekseniyle oynamayın.
Hocam
I'm
sayın
very
lütfen.
short in Turkish, but they have insisted that I should do it myself.
Yeni insanlar, yeni bilgiler, yeni ufuklar.
I heard English behind me and I wondered, what is it? And then I recognized your voice.
Aysel sen niye
Okay, you are
translating?
translating.
Makas fazladan var mı?
Please do not use these things. All you need is scissors from now on. We don't have medical treatment for these things, so put it away. Just cut twice. Okay, once. Do you have scissors? Oh, you don't have scissors. Okay. Well, then you're.
Şurada bir fazla şey var. Birinizde fazla yok mu?
Yes, I can see. So you did it well.
Size zarar koyduk. Falçataları ama bir yerinize zarar vermeyin diye o kesti.
Okay. Okay.
Nasıl gidiyor? Öyle mi?
You want to look back. Easy.
Yapabilir. Neyin? Hangisi?
Rotation axis. Alright?
Siyah çıkıyor.
Good luck.
Tamam böyle.
Hold the black, otherwise it will not fit. So the green
Evet.
goes through the blue.
Siyahı komple kaldır.
Sometimes teachers say, oh, give me the material, and then they want cutting in the classroom. But this is not a cutting activity. This is learning. This is instruction material. So I never gave it away. When teachers in Bursa wanted to have it, I said, okay, work 2 times more with me. Then you do the workshop yourself. Then you know what goes well and what goes wrong. And then I give you the papers. When they refused, they complained at management, and management said, sorry. So, but I do have many pictures of Turkish children, Turkish classroom, who did this exercise. Okay, now the big thing. You have to
İşte böyle olacak ya.
put it together. The question is how. There are 3 ways to do it wrong and 1 way to do it right. Most easy, of course, is upside down, that can't be true. But there's one thing. Look at all the words. It says kuzai and gunai. You want it to be in the same way that gunai is at gunai and kuzai at kuzai. Okay? You want it this way. Okay. Do not fold the material. You keep it this way. I put it down. You just bend it a little bit. Like this. When you bend it like this, now I can open the blue and put it through. You are all secure. Nobody is a young child anymore. Young children can do it, so yeah?
Makasla gidiyorsun. Makas kara borsa.
Was you want? Well, you want to do it yourself, I guess. We have more to do. Yeah? Check the names. No. I told you, look at design. What do you do? And so try to bend it again and take it out. I come to you. Try to get it out. And now, where is it? There we go. Okay? Try again. Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay. Right. Wait. Hier is Kuzijn en hier is Kuzijn. Take it out. It's in your position. This is it. Great. Please check your model. This is the right one. I can put just by chance. This is top. And Kuzijn. Thank you. Yeah? I think this is right. Yep. Alright. Yeah. Okay. No. This is Zenith. This is on top. So you live like a mole under the ground. You find your way home. That's most humans who do it the other way. It looks so easy, cutting, childish. Yeah? How many people did I correct? Okay. Yeah, but let's have it. This is Zenith. This is up. So it looks like that you are underground.
Yeşil döndürmeli mi?
Okay. Take it out and again. Same. You are right, of course. Yeah, girls are always fine. Yeah? Yes. Great. Okay, for those who did it right, you'll give a short explanation. This one is because the model is now a little bit floppy. We have a special support that goes under, so you have it this way, and now the horizon keeps horizontal. So you get one more green, and the green is under. Okay?
Yes.
But read the word careful. This is where it says, what this word, where is not there? Not there is. Yeah? Most people found out that zenith is on top and that nadir is down. And you see on the model of the last sheet, it has another, it has to point down. So this paper, you have to fold it, the orientations east, south and west, another.
Sıla belki buraya Sırası da yani Sıla ve Hazal'dan rahatlıkla yardımcı olabilirsin zaten. Seni verelim oraya. Gel seni de alalım. Tamam gel sen bana. Tamam gelsin. Gel. O zaman bunu birlikte.
Okay, you will come back.
Hani biraz önce ben mükemmelim biliyorum.
Put it.
Ama şöyle şimdi
Well,
şurası
I wanted to be nice. If you want to be nice, you know, this is Uzai and this is not there. And I put it. We asked, just try to cut twice. And you have fold much better. Here's Uzai. It will be like this, so you don't like this. And I keep it this way, develop this material. Now you were, those were the good times. I met people who work there and, well, that's right. Those are almost ready. Just keep cutting. Now I want to explain the difficulties of working with two planes. On one hand, you have the yellow, and the yellow is, I say, on top, sun rotating around Earth, yes? And you have that horizon plane. I put it this way. When you look on the slide, you see on one hand the flat horizon, and on the other hand you see the chord. And when I look at the chord, it says, it is this one, it says that it is 5 o'clock, 1700. Yeah? This carton has angles, all, well, an hour angle, 360 degrees, divide by 24, then you have 15-degree angles on it, right? So every angle is 15 degrees. Okay. When I look at the horizon plane, again it is divided, 360 degrees, it is divided in steps of 15 degrees again. And now the big problem, the angle in the yellow is not the same as the angle in the green. Because it is three-dimensional. And when I take, no, so they are not the same. When I look at the sundial, this is the yellow part. So you will make a sundial yourself in a few minutes, or make it at home. You can decide about it. This is the sun. So this is the yellow. Put it in the same way as the slide, and I put it in this way. Okay? And when I look at a sundial, maybe you notice that these angles are not equal. And now I proceed a few slides. If you measure them, with a protractor, you see that the angles are different. Okay. Again, for the model, I have a horizon plane and I have a plane of the sun. In the model you see the hour angles, and you see that some of them I lengthen them to the line that is a line on the ground, the line on the ground where I put my sundial. So this point is 12 o'clock, and now I'm always going wrong. I'm afraid I'm going wrong. It is 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and now I have to put it right in the sun. That way. No, that way. This sun is here at 12 o'clock, sun is here at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So this is 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Okay? So with geometry, when I know the angles, I can produce a sundial. And now you know that the angles are all different. And that's here. Maybe you recognize the places on the globe. And do you see the connection? What is the order of the sundials? Do you see Ghana is at 10 degrees latitude, Mecca is 20 degrees latitude, Cairo is 30 degrees, Konya was 40 degrees, Frankfurt in Germany is 50 degrees, Oslo is 60 degrees, Murmansk is Russia near the polar circle is 70 degrees. So you see every place on Earth has a different sundial. Every latitude has a different sundial. You can make it with geometry, or you do a lot of calculations. You made this model, and this model fits in this one. Put in the sun again. Oops. Put on the sun again. Here's my sundial, okay? Except one thing, we made a small error and I saw it too late. This thing is made for, did you see here in the corner 40 degrees? That is Istanbul. So, but this is 52 degrees. It's Amsterdam. Hello, sorry. That's my place. Yeah? So for the sundial, all you need is the plate and this little triangle. The triangle here is latitude, and this is the right angle. And this piece of paper is only to show you the connection between the plane of the sun rotating around Earth and your horizon of flat Earth. Okay? Can I put it here? I put the sundial this way. It is all Turkey. And the sun rays. Okay? So this is not for the sundial. I'm a teacher, okay? So sometimes there is a little bit too much paper for practical use. For practical use you need this. But as a teacher, I prefer that you can demonstrate how it works. Yes? And that you can demonstrate that the sun moves regular speed, 15 degrees in an hour, and that only when you make the lines longer to where it hits the ground, you get this shape. Yeah? Okay. Now, we can do a few things. We can enjoy ourselves with making this model. And the other thing is, I have one more exercise about an astronaut leaving Earth. And after that, well, this is what we have done with the model. And after that we will draw the astrolabe. Maybe that some of you are tired and say, well, it has been a long day. Then we continue with a smaller group. I would like first to do the astronaut. And after the astronaut, people can say, okay, I go home and I hand over and you do it yourself at home. That's an option. Other people stay here and then we start cutting. Yeah. She said, why do you come during Ramadan? Or usually we would do something and have a tea break and then go out and then continue and have a break. And now it is too long. Yeah? So, let's talk about the astronaut. I need an astronaut. Happy birthday. Do you dare? No, someone else. Do you want to be an astronaut? Oh, you want to be an astronaut? Great. She is an astronaut. Now you can stay there. Yeah? So from her point of view, you can stay there, it's fine. Yeah? She is there. She leaves Earth. She knows that this is north. Right? And, well, sun is somewhere. And I tell you, it is December. Yeah? So you leave Earth in December and you will return short before summer. Okay. Now my question is, hi there, you are the sun. Please stand up. You are Earth. And now my question to you, both of you, is, where is sun? Higher than Earth or lower than Earth? I would say stand up and help these two people tell what the astronaut will see. Sorry. I forgot that you are all connected. Pardon. Okay. Where you put it? Here's North Pole. Here's Turkey, by the way. There's the Netherlands. So where is sun? Has he to lower, or will you go up? What do you think? It is December. You say down. Yes. You have to go down because it is December and the sun rays do not shine on the North Pole. Okay? Now, you've been away for a month, you had a good time, and it's time to go home and say, Mom, I have to tell a story. So 6 months later, it is June, and now the question is, where is sun? Where is Earth? Please help her. Where is sun and where is Earth? Yeah, that's one thing of the answer, but we are not, it's not the whole story. What happened in half a year? I think you told it right. So my dear, you have to walk around. And what did we say? The Earth is moving in a day clockwise, but through the equator. Did you see the zodiac? Let's go back to the zodiac. The zodiac does the sun rotate in the zodiac clockwise or counterclockwise? Just watch, you see the months, and then we decide if the Earth moving clockwise or counterclockwise.
Clockwise.
Are you sure? I don't have glasses. How are the zodiac signs? How are the zodiac signs? Where is March, April, May, June? So, it is? Counter. Okay, which means that clockwise would be that way. Now you have to turn back to her, and you are somewhere over there. No, this is the 24 hours. You can spin 180 times. Anyway, you pass behind her. That's counterclockwise. So please come. Please go in the right direction now. And my dear astronaut, now you see. Hello, you stay there. And for the whole month you stay there. And then we decide. Okay, so Earth and Sun are now in the right position. The equator is shaken. Please keep it not that tilted. Now, equator is playing. Yeah? This way. Okay. The equator is right to you. Now the question is, it was summer, so where is sun? Up or down? Up? Up? Okay. Okay. I heard a lot of guesses. Finally, what I want to tell you, I'm a teacher. I know pupils give all the wrong answers when they just give an answer. We only got it right when we were thinking, what happens in summer? What happens in winter? What about the ice bears? Yeah? And we had to look, and then we knew for sure that he had to move counterclockwise. So what I try to persuade you, do not give fast answers. When you talk with children about Earth, Sun, Moon, etc., take your time, small steps, just a little bit carton, and 2 balls, 5 lira, 7 lira from a shop near a metro station is enough as education material. Okay? I showed that wooden model. One more story, and then the people who want to go home can go home. This is the wooden model. It was used from 2016, 17, 18, 19, and then in 20 it was the pandemic. Anyway, one year we went to Konya from Istanbul. And one of the students asked, should I bring this with me? No, only the wooden model. So 2 hours before the children would arrive, I asked, where is the bag with the wooden model? She only had a small backpack. Oh, should I take the model? Okay. One of the other students is a very clever engineer. She has a well-paid job now. We ran into the basement and we searched for, well, scrap material. And in 2 hours we made a new model. No cost, a little bit nervous. But in 2 hours and a lot of duct tape, we had a model. What I want to tell is, you do not need expensive €1,000, 10,000 lira equipment to be a teacher. So when you want to become a teacher, enjoy with carton and have a good time.
Teşekkür ederiz. Thank you.
Yeah?
Bu arada Rana Hoca sadece çeviri yapmıyor arkadaşlar.
Okay, but right direction, so you have to walk the whole way, yeah? Otherwise they get confused. Yeah. And you can sit. Yeah?
Ja, ik zeg het allemaal.
So, how to proceed. Everybody gets his sundials. Don't worry about it. If you are tired, you are free to go home. If you say, we didn't draw an astrolabe at all, okay, we are halfway. With a smaller group, we can draw the astrolabe. So, please raise hands who want to take the model and go home. If you want to take the model and go home, it's fine. When you do not raise hands, I understand that you are brave and work until iftar to do the astrolabe. Okay? Are you sure? Now, I gave them the opportunity. Take your sundial. You can go home when you're tired. I understand it's Ramadan. And we had a long talk.
Yani thank you söylediğini yani anladınız zaten. Hani devam edeceğimiz kişiler yani o da aslında benim yüzümden oldu biraz. Geçen sefer hani anlamayınca sıkılan arkadaşlar olduğunu düşündüğüm için dedim ki atölyeyi isteyenlerle hani biraz daha detay çalışacağız şimdi. İsteyenler gidebilir dedim. Hank o yüzden biraz hassasiyet gösteriyor. Yani arzu ederseniz işiniz varsa çok haklısınız da yani Ramazan olduğu için bir şey yapmak istemiyoruz. Ama biz biraz daha şimdi üstürlap çizimine çalışacağız. O yüzden size bırakıyoruz. Yani bu sadece sizin için bir seçenek sunumu, ona hassasiyet gösteriyor. Daha önce öyle konuştuk. Bu şeyleri de güneş saatlerini de size verelim. Siz yaparsınız, anladınız değil mi? Şu modeli. Daha sonra yaparsınız. Bunu şimdi burada yaparsak biraz süre daha uzayabilir. O yüzden bunu size verelim. Tamam. Okay.
And those who stay, maybe just a 5-minute break, some fresh air. Then we clean the table. By the way, did you notice that you can just bring another and you can put it in your bag? Yes? So, we clean the table. Then you have only the handout and the grid paper. And after 5 minutes we continue with drawing and astrolabe.
Can you show again?
I do it again.
Yes.
To the horizon plane, and then it already to the horizon plane, and then I can.
Tamam, şimdi o zaman biz çizim yapacağız ya arkadaşlar. Masanın üzerinde sadece şu beyaz kağıtları kalması lazım. Kare kağıtları. Diğerlerini yapalım. Kenara alalım. Hava almak isteyen alsın. Şunları da alalım. Bunları da teşekkürler Hazal. Bunu evde yaparsınız. Güneş saatiniz